Have to now display our tactical strategies in public, but commissioners, as we're investigating and this picture coming together, then we start realizing that we now have to move from being a service provider to society to becoming a force in order for us to prevent the El Cadors and the Mexicos to happen in this country. Because the threat, the enemy that we saw that is infiltrating crime intelligence, is infiltrating parliament, and is controlling our executive authority and going into the heart of the police operations, which is investigation. To date, I'm speaking to you, the Matlalas and the likes, if you go and see the record of cases withdrawn against Matlala, more than 18 here in this province. And you really realize that you can no longer wear a tie and face this fight. So this is a fight that requires, for one, to apply the tactics that is learned over years. And one had to draw on experience ahead in the task force of saying, how to deal with a terrorist? And because as I see it now, I think this is terrorism. This is people who want to take over government, not through the ballot paper, but through these criminal activities. We must protect those who go to the voting station. Political parties exercise their rights, they vote, they appoint government. But if government is going to be taken in this fashion, it cannot happen under our name. So it's for that reason that we wanted to communicate a message to South Africa that we are ready, and communicate a message to this drug squad, politicians, the executive, police officers within law enforcement agencies, that we're ready for them. I said when I presented earlier, I knew that I've got a target on my back. So for me, maybe you'll forgive me in saying this as a Zulu man. So I wanted to make sure that they get a message that
I don't sneak up on a person. I face them directly.
So Commissioner, we were pushed to the corner that for us to counter this, what is happening, let's draw attention of South Africa for them to realize the battle that we're about to face. And it is a battle, I must say, as I said, when you put that screen, that they are so-called experts, they are so-called forensic investigators, they are so-called journalists. There's a whole lot of people that are spreading news, feeding the narrative that has been perpetuated by these people internal. We have people in the organization that when a case is open, they take the docket and they keep it in their office and they don't investigate it. And we have evidence for that. The Deputy Provincial Commissioner Gauteng can be called into this commission. He will tell you the list of all these dockets that were opened. There's one of them, it's a kidnapped person which is allegedly Matlala is involved. That docket was in Gauteng, but an instruction came from the head office, the JRSB's office, that we want that case docket. That docket is sitting in the head office. The mother of the kidnapped son, or the missing son, even contacted me because she can't find closure. And now we begin to see that who are people implicated, the Matlalas, and these investigations have been suppressed. We therefore cannot sit back, commissioners. We must take off our Palaberam shoes and take off our blue uniform and wear boots and go and face the enemy directly.
Thank you. So the short answer was the attire was a show of force.
You can put it like that, Commissioner. It goes beyond that. You have to win a psychological warfare. You need to win physical warfare. And while we're doing that, we're beginning to see suspension of some people that were blocking investigations. And we start seeing cases being enrolled that involve these people. I must say that that press briefing put about pressure to the people that were blocking this investigation from happening. The team is working day and night, albeit the court putting Khumalo and the team outside to frustrate them, but they still find a way of pushing forward. to make sure that we collapse this entire enterprise that has developed in front of us for the safety of our children and for the safety of the citizens of this country. And my surprise was, but when Gerald Cele was in the police, he did not like the General Khumalo. He didn't like him at all. So why now that he's out of the police, he trusted Khumalo to come and work with him in Gauteng? It was just strange. And I turned to my colleague, Jaron Kua, who was with me in a meeting. This was in Durban. Jaron Kua works at the head office from HR. So I turned to her and said, but I received a strange call here. Gerald Cele is asking me to approach Khumalo, who's a district commissioner in Zululand, to come and work with him in Gauteng, meaning he must resign from the police and go and work in Gauteng with him for 5 years, then he'll come back into the police, which was very odd. And Jaron Kua was also confused. He said, but as far as I know, Cele didn't like Khumalo. And he made all of us at the head office to believe that Khumalo is a bad person. Why will he now suddenly want Khumalo to work with him? So it was just a strange call. I then contacted Gerald Khumalo. He's a Major General. I phoned Gerald Khumalo and said, Gerald Khumalo, this is a request I received from Gerald Cele. Gerald Khumalo just laughed and he said, oh, don't worry. The general is not serious about that. So I asked him, what do you mean? He said, no, he's not serious. He wants me to back off on the case against Khan, General Khan from Crime Intelligence. So Cele is pursuing Khumalo to resign from the police so that he can stay away from the disciplinary case because he was appointed to deal with that case departmentally against General Khan. So Khumalo says, no, this is the approach of Cele to want me to back off. And that got me so upset, commissioners, that can really Gerald Cele go to the extent of wanting a person to resign from the service because he wants to protect someone? It was very strange. I did not talk to Gerald Cele from the day. I did not talk to him. I was very upset. It disappointed me as a person who's a former minister in the police. I was just upset.
All wards in Polokwane, they've got a park, that entertainment place there. They call it a park. You know, it's the things of white people. I don't know if we really need those things. Park. And then we do a park, and then we hire people to go and look after that park, right? And no one goes to that park from our communities. Our kids still play on the street. They don't play at the park. Why? It tells you that you developed something which is not in line with the priorities of this community. So we don't want a park. That money of the park, please build a clinic which will operate 24 hours. And then take that money you are paying those workers who are cleaning the park, which is not being used, to pay the workers of this clinic, which is going to work 24 hours. You are asking me, where are you going to get the money? Here is the money. The priorities are messed up. We are going to reprioritize and prioritize the needs of our people. Where are you going to get the money for Alexander? Hey, Santen, no more bicycle lanes. We are taking the bicycle lanes. We are going to now give the people of Alexander the water. The money is there. Why would white people fight? I want the white people of Santen to fight and say this government is taking from us. That anger is going to draw them into meetings. And then I will go and address them. And I will conscientize these white people of South Africa that we all have a responsibility to empower each other. We need you to contribute. They will never get that. They will never get that message because they don't come to the meetings. Why are they not coming to meetings? They don't need anything. Once I stop bicycle lanes, they will come. I'm going to grab them there and politicize them.
Since we are talking corruption, right? All the scandals of corruption, all of them, not a single one has got an EFF. In Motaung report, which is the report of VBS, by the way, there is no EFF or EFF leader. No, you can want to jump anyhow you want, because the rest, I can tell you, they are leaders, not their younger brothers or wives or children. They are themselves there. Their names are there. VBS, Zondo Commission, Prasa, any scandal that you know of corruption in South Africa, all corruption scandals in South Africa, I want to repeat, not a single one of that scandal involves the EFF or any of the EFF leaders, but were being projected as the most corrupt because the establishment doesn't like our politics.
Because General Khan stopped police officers that came to collect drugs under the person who was the head of traffic Gauteng. They came to collect a consignment of drugs from the truck. The truck that arrived in Germiston, and they wanted to get drugs from there. And the people that are owning the truck company, they said, no, you're not going to take these drugs, search this truck from here, follow it to the final destination, what is in Eratin, which is the West Rand. So 2 police officers, 1 Johannesburg traffic, and 1 captain from Zongezizwe, they followed the truck until it arrived at Eratin, and they were accompanied by 3 members from Pretoria who traveled all the way there. 1 from organized crime, 2 from the dog unit. And they all said they were coming to search the truck, and they actually offloaded the consignment from the truck, which was drugs, in bags. They took this thing and they loaded in the police car. Luckily, the lady that worked in that company contacted 10111. 10111 called Boysen police station. Boysen vehicle came there, and then there was a conflict between the police when they discovered that these policemen who say they're running these operations, they're already removing this consignment from the truck, they're loading it in the police park. So these policemen asked, but this is a crime scene. Why are you taking this thing from here to here? If you're saying it's drugs, we have not even opened the bags. How do you know? If it is drugs indeed, why do you load them in the park? And this one said, no, we're taking them to Zongezizwe. And this one said, but this is Boysen area. Why do you take this thing to Zongezizwe? It's found here, it's a crime scene. Get LCRC and everyone to deal with it. Then there was a conflict between police at the time, and that police member who was present there took the police vehicle, and he blocked this police car that was already loaded with drugs. He blocked it so that it doesn't move. And that's what allowed the other police officers to phone General Khan and say, there are members that claim to be from crime intelligence, they come and intervene. So he traveled all the way, arrived almost 2 hours later. And he put a stop from these drugs to be stolen. He phoned DPCI, he phoned the local provincial crime intelligence. They came and took over the scene and he left. But it was then strange as to how do you blame Khan for that? Because he stopped the people that wanted to steal drugs. He stopped it. So he was in a good space at the time, so I couldn't fault him. But that, commissioners, doesn't take away the fact that Mokgotsi says Khan will brief me about secret information that was discussed in the presentation. So while I'm having this belief that Khan has got to do with leaking of the information in there, perhaps according to Mokgotsi, but on the disciplinary part where Khan was accused of drugs, he did not do anything wrong. So if I had that bad intention against Khan, I would have dismissed him. But